real. It's hard.
Rise this evening, the winds are turning to the south and southwest. I mean, it's really difficult.
All right, we are continuing our coverage here online now from Fox of the latest of everything that is happening now with Hurricane Helene. We were just listening into some of that coverage there in Orlando, but now we want to go to some on-the-ground coverage that we have here with Lloyd Sowers. He's there giving us the latest as the hurricane is going in. And Lloyd, as we're taking a look at your shot there, clearly it is very windy and rainy where you're at on the ground, Fox 13 in Tampa. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you've been seeing as that storm is continuing to roll in?
It's very gusty here right now. All day long we've got periods of gusty wind, and the band would spin and it would get calm. And we just went through a band here where it was very gusty. So this storm is more than 100 miles from us, yet it's so large and so intense and so powerful that it's in these waves. Thousands of people are without power in our area. Thousands of people have been ordered to evacuate in our area. Bridges over Tampa Bay are closed. Bridges over to our barrier islands and beaches are closed. People need to be hunkered down. Authorities have said if you haven't made it out by now, you're going to shelter in place. And if you chose not to evacuate when we told you to, it's too bad for us to come get you. We're just going to have to wait to have the storm clear. So very dangerous. The storm surge that they're predicting from this very powerful storm. Here in the metro area, 5 to 8 feet storm surge. A wall of water coming out of the bay, 5 to 8 feet tall. Later. But as you go northward to places like Newport Richie, Crystal River, you get storm surge of 10 to 15 feet. Travel further northward to the Big Bend, south of Tallahassee, they're predicting a wall of water 20 feet tall, a catastrophic storm surge coming ashore in the Big Bend. And then, while most hurricanes might weaken as they hit land, this one is so powerful and fast moving that it's going to keep going as a hurricane into Tallahassee, forecasters say. Perhaps category 1 or 2 as it moves into the state capitol, which is just full of these big oak trees. If they start coming down, they're going to lose power in Tallahassee, and they're going to have a mess. And then on to Atlanta. Tropical force winds in Atlanta as the storm moves forward. But as we said, around here, it is going to be a lot of people in the dark. It's going to be a lot of people that's going to hear their weather radios go off tonight because these hurricanes spawn tornadoes. We've seen several tornado warnings in our area as well. So it's going to be a tense night here in the Tampa Bay area, and certainly in Tallahassee as that storm is forecast to come ashore around midnight tonight. And we look at these high tides with this wall of water that's heading for us as well. On the west coast of Florida, it is not going to be a good night. It's going to be kind of a tense night. So we'll throw it back to you.
Thank you, Lloyd, for that coverage there. Fox 13 Tampa, please stay safe from the storm. Again, we can hear those winds picking up and the rain there in that area. Stay safe, and we'll continue to check in throughout the night with you all. Thanks, Lloyd. All right, so we have been continuing with our coverage here on Live Now from Fox, as we know that Florida and those other southern states are now bracing for the Category 4 storm that is Hurricane Helene. So let's step away now for a 2-minute break, but on the other side, we're going to continue that coverage, talking to the National Hurricane Center with the latest on what that path is and what preparations need to be made at this point. Stay with us here. Welcome into Live Now from Fox. I'm your host, Christina Evans. Again, we are continuing to keep up with the latest with Hurricane Helene. I do want to show you now this tweet that we have from the National Hurricane Center. As you can see, this is the 7 p.m. Eastern Time update. Officially, there are extremely dangerous Category 4 Helene is now heading towards the Florida Big Bend. Sustained tropical storm force winds are being reported now along the west coast of Florida with wind gusts near hurricane force. So of course we are continuing to track the latest, knowing that this storm has been intensifying throughout the entirety of this afternoon into the evening hours. As expected, it will be making landfall later this evening, possibly now as this Category 4, which it is sitting at right now here in the Gulf. So let's take another look here at our radar system so you can see a good look at what we are anticipating as that storm approaches the Big Bend of Florida. Again, Florida is not going to be the only state that's going to be hitting or anticipating any of these issues with the storm. We also know that Georgia is in the path as well.
Good afternoon, we're coming on here right now. The news about to get just about our life hurricane hurricane about to hit Florida. Hurricane Helene right now, a powerful Category 3 storm shaping up to be one of the biggest to ever hit the Gulf Coast. It's a monster storm, astonishing 500 miles in diameter. Florida's Big Bend now in the bullseye. The storm that's expected to be catastrophic. More than 20 feet of water expected to flood coastal areas. And get this, the winds pushing all that water are up to 125 miles an hour as we come on. To make matters worse, tornadoes in the storm zone. We're going to link to Al Roker now for the latest tracking.
Yeah, you know, look, here's the wind 125 miles per hour. That's 5 miles per hour away from a Category 4 storm. This thing still has some runway to get through, so it could very well make Category 4 by the time it makes landfall. Moving northeast at 23 miles per hour, so it is picking up its forward motion. And as you mentioned, tornado watches from the Carolinas all the way down into central Florida. We've got some tornado warnings just south of Tampa, so we're going to be watching that very closely. Right now, we've got tropical storm warnings from Asheville all the way down to Key West, but hurricane warnings stretching right now from Albany, Georgia, just to the north, on into the Big Bend and parts of the Panhandle. Here's the system. We expect it to make landfall sometime tonight between 8 and 11 p.m. Right now as a Category 3, but it could very well become a Category 4.
AMI. Our tornado warning way down here, southwest of Arcadia. It's really this little area right in here. See, we've got another scan here. We should get one. Just a minute. It's over on the east side of 75, so that's good. There's a lot of the population here is on the west side. You can see all these streets here in the Northport area. So I think it's actually somewhere right in here. We're just getting the scan in. And the movement's generally been around 60 miles per hour. They've been moving very, very quickly, and that's not going to change too much. The threat for tornadoes will actually come down just a little bit as we get going into the next couple of hours. You can see they're keeping the tornado watch for this area where we have our tornado now. Highlands County's in it. South of there, they do not have a tornado watch anymore, and it does include the whole rest of our viewing area. So everybody's still going to have to be watching for that. That will get trimmed from the north back to the south. The bigger picture as far as the radar goes right now, the center is now a little west-northwest of Tampa. So we've got those onshore winds. It still looks very powerful. The tornado warning is in the southeast quadrant again. Quadrant, which we expect to see a little bit here, but not as much as the northeast quadrant, which we're not getting them. And also a weaker than what we've been seeing earlier in the day. And that's very good news. So Arcadia, I think you're okay for this one. Platte, you're still in your safe space. Northport, you're safe. Port Charlotte, you're safe. Everything's looking good as far as that's concerned. But we will be looking at this moving quickly off towards the north and moving west of 17. So 72 would be the next one up there. If you live along I-17 up to Knoxville, up to Arcadia, that will be, you'll be in the city. You're all right. You're good. You're not going to have that coming in your direction here. So drifting northward now, I shouldn't say drifting. racing northward at 60 miles per hour. We got another scan in, still a little bit of rotation here. As far as velocity goes, that looks good. As far as looking for any debris, potentially something in here. Cape Coral is the one where I did see some damage earlier today from a tornado. And it seems like these have been the ones that have been coming in as waterspouts right off the water and initially causing the damage, and then gradually weakening as they move to the north. So I don't see a whole lot of damage right there. The structure itself is still there. Hail has been a little, we've had a few spots of it, but not much. And you typically don't get a lot of hail in hurricanes. It is warm from the ground all the way up. I mean, obviously a little bit colder up there, but hail is not a major issue with these particular cells. It's just the fact that we got, there we go, finally, that we got an update here. So here we go. There is our warned cell. Platte still in your safe spot. Here's another little cell north of that crossing 72. No warning on that one though. These to me are starting to look more like straight line wind events. This one here and this one here, which is not warned, that top one. So definitely still keep that going in. And then what the warning, well, I got you. Let me just go ahead and draw it. This is the Platte one. Put it up towards Pine Level. That would get into the Pine Level area right around 7:38, 7:40 time frame. So about 10 minutes from now in Pine Level. Platte, you're still in your safe spot. All right. Northport, you're in the clear. Port Charlotte, you're in the clear. Nocatee, you're in the clear. Even though you have a little bit of that rain coming through the area right now, it's not that bad. In fact, Arcadia is getting really good heavy downpour, even a thunderstorm there. This is the cell that we're watching. All right, Arcadia, that was just a heavy downpour. This one is the other one, but again, I think that's more straight line winds, and I'm really looking at the one that is warned. That one doesn't look as impressive to me right now. So, very rural area, by the way, out here, headed mainly west of Arcadia, and chat is not showing too much right now. I don't think they'll basically end this one. They'll probably let it expire, but they're not going to just cut it off. So we have to be watching it. Meanwhile, you know, look, I mean, we're seeing high waters across the area, 5 feet mean high level. So basically, it's about 4.5 foot mean high level water. And this is at Bowley's Creek. That's in Manatee County. So yeah, some high water coming through, and part of it is some of these cells that we're seeing here, right? These are the outer bands where that wind is changing a little bit, and that's what caused us to even get these tornado warnings that we're seeing. Platte still in the area, so still not safe to come out in Platte. Everybody else is okay. You can see that we're really starting to see less and less rain now, so these bands will become a little less numerous. However, I don't think they get much less than this. It's going to take a while. It's going to take really until the early morning hours of tomorrow morning, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, before these kind of thin out a little bit more. So we're going to keep that chance at least for some towards. I mean, look at this line extending all the way down past Marcolata, right? That I think is just going to continue as this storm continues to move off to the north-northeast. So moving about right now at about 23 miles per hour, I think was the latest that they had. Let's go ahead and take a look at the latest numbers from the Hurricane Center on the storm. What are we looking at? Category 4, 130 mile per hour winds. It's going to be very close to that at landfall in the Big Bend area. Moving to the north-northeast of 23. Pressure's down again. 945 millibars. That's about 110 miles west of Tampa at this particular point. So,
here's what I want to say, the bigger picture here, because once we get that center to our north, we slowly start to get these tornadoes out of here, these